Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. It's Vesna here. If you're brand new, thanks for stopping by. If you're coming back, welcome back. If you haven't visited my channel before, I do DIYs, trash to treasures, some cooking, crafts, etc. So for today's video, I am participating in a challenge. This challenge is hosted monthly by Heidi Sonboul DIY. Heidi is amazing. She is truly creative and inspirational. She does a lot of trash to treasures like Dollar Tree, high-end Dollar Tree decor, home decor, farmhouse decor, anything like that. So if you haven't checked out her channel, make sure you check it out. And also check out the playlist because there's going to be a ton of really creative DIYs. For the challenge, what we had to do was create a DIY that was red, blue, and white inspired. Now, I don't live in the States, as you can see from my thumbnail, or from my picture here. I live in Canada, so mine was red, white, and blue inspired, but probably a little bit differently than some of the other videos will be. I made a plant stand, so if you would like to see how I made this, please stay tuned and check out my process. So I bought this pizza pan at Dollarama, and I was hoping to use it for a tabletop for one of my tables outside that I made. However, it was too small. So then when this challenge came up, I thought what a great idea to make a nice little plant stand. So what I'm doing is I'm just marking off the 4 different spots where I'm going to screw in the holes for my legs. This pizza pan measures about 20 inches, so it's a good size. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is just drill a hole through these so that I can actually screw in the legs. Once I drilled the holes through the pan, I go ahead and get my dowels, and I thought I was going to be able to do it on my table, but it turned out that I needed to clamp it down. So I'm just clamping it down here, and I'm going to drill a hole through the dowels, and then I will attach the tabletop. These are just wood dowels left over from a project my husband was doing. Nothing special about them. They were just literally leftovers, and they were all the same size, so I thought they would be perfect for this project. So I apologize for the camera angle. There's not a lot of space in this room here, so I tried to show you the best as I could. And once I've gone ahead and attached those, then I go ahead and paint the entire piece. For my paint, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalked paint in linen white, and I had to do several coats, so I believe I did one really light coat just to get kind of like a base, and then I did one heavier coat where I covered everything, and then I let it dry, and then I just did like a touch-up job just to see where I missed. And for the brush, I'm using the Annie Sloan brush. Once I had that all painted, I let it dry, and then I got a piece of burlap and I tried to stencil in the Canadian flag, but it wasn't really working out for me, so I'm just freehand drawing the Canadian maple leaf, not the flag, the maple leaf. It's probably not perfect, but it does the job. I like the way it turned out. So I will be using this for my red part of my decor. And I'm just drawing 3 of these. So I'm still trying to use my stencil again, but I really don't like the way it's like when you dab it onto the burlap. I have a really hard time with that. If anyone has any tips with using a stencil and dabbing it onto the burlap, please leave them in the comments below. So while that dried, I went ahead and I used my Cricut to cut out a Moroccan tile stencil. So I just Google image Moroccan tile and then I blew it up to fit my mat completely. And then I'm using the Art Minds blue paint to dab in the stencil. Now, I apologize for the incredibly messy craft room. I am in the middle of kind of redoing it because we're redoing the basement, so I'm going to be moving some things around. So it is what it is, and that's the way it looks like right now. So I will show you guys the before and after once I'm done redecorating my craft room and my basement. So I'm using the little brush from Dollar Tree just to dab in the stencil. You don't want to do although I'm doing some brush strokes, you want to be really careful about doing that because it can leak underneath and then kind of have a messy painting. So I went ahead and I peeled the vinyl off. Now the vinyl I used is a more of a permanent vinyl, and I kind of used it for 2 reasons. I had the blue that I was kind of going for, so when I cut it out, I thought I might actually leave it with the vinyl on instead of painting it in, but then I decided I wanted to paint it on instead of the vinyl. So when I was removing it, I knew that some of the paint would come off, and that was going to be okay with me because I wanted that aged rustic look, and that was the other reason why I didn't leave the vinyl on. So I went ahead and I used the lilac paint from Art Minds. It's from Michael's, and I'm just dry brushing it on, and I'm using the lilac because I didn't want a white dry brush over top of it. I liked this look, and I think it gave it that rustic Moroccan or inspired look. Like, to me, it looks like it's been there forever. I won't completely cover up all of the silver. It'll just kind of tame it down a little bit so it doesn't look like it's brand new silver underneath from the tray. And then I'm also going to go around the table in blue, just to add that little bit of extra stuff. Now when I'm dry brushing, so what I do is I just dip a little bit of the paint onto the brush, and then I wipe it off on a paper towel or a rag or wherever. So you can see, and it's basically however you want to do it. There's no, like, at least for me, there's no method. I just kind of put it on, then I see if I like it, and sometimes if I put a little bit more on than I want to, then I'll like wipe it off, or I might go back to my original color and just touch it up. So after I've applied the blue around the perimeter, I left it to dry, and here is the finished piece. Makes a great little plant stand or like a little side table, whatever you want to use it for. Then I went ahead and I had this little pot, and I'm hot gluing on the burlap around the pot. Again, for my red, white, and blue. So this is for my white and red. And I glue it on, making sure that it's fairly straight, and then I always just add little fillers in there, and then I have some floral foam, and I'm going to add these hydrangeas, because they're white. And for my red, I have my nice little Canada flag that I'm just going to add into this basket. Or sorry, into this pot. And I have to stick it through because I have those fillers in there. And there it is, the finished piece. So, the maple leaf is not perfect, but I love the way this turned out. I think it makes a great little stand. It has my red, white, and blue. A little bit of patriotic stuff going on there with the Canadian flag. But I thought with Canada Day coming up, it was a great little project to do. So again, thank you, Heidi, for hosting. If you guys really liked this project and want to see more, be sure to hit that like button, notification button, and subscribe button. And make sure you check out the playlist, as well as check out these videos that I've recommended for you at the end. So thank you for stopping by, and have yourself an excellent day.